Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa Grail. Welcome to the podcast. To everyone interested in spiritual awakening, I think it's time to hear the truth, the side that very few people realize and prepared for, or can even face. In psychology, there are concepts like disassociation, depersonalization, and loss of self recognition. When this happens in childhood, it's normal. As children, we do not yet understand that we are individuals. We often speak about ourselves in the third person, and I think you remember this state. Then the ego begins to form, and that's completely natural. It's a part of being social creatures. Without ego, we could not survive or function in the world. But in modern spirituality, many teachers say, I am everything. I am not the body. I'm not even human. I have no desires. Desires are bad. Material reality is not spiritual reality. And it creates very distorted image in people who are searching for liberation from suffering that if you will be enlightened, you will be special, you will be guru, and it hooks people to play in these ego mind things. When they have beautiful samadhi states, if they achieve them, they come back into spiritual ego and starting to play in guru. And they even can't admit that they need material things, that someone needs to pay for the rent. You have two ways here: to rely on people who will be kneeling down and kissing your toes because you are guru, because you are transmitting the high frequency state and you sit in a shram and everyone gives you food for free, or you face the truth and saying, I'm not special, I'm just balanced, very high vibrational creature who still have social roles and always in high natural state. And there is no need to show people even your abilities or what state you are in. The truth is, when someone reaches samadhi, everything truly disappears. The world, the self, time itself disappears. Yet neuroscience now confirms what many of us have witnessed. When the brain enters these deep non-dual states, the frontal and parietal areas responsible for our sense of self actually deactivate. This has been shown in over 70 studies analyzed by Brewer, Newberg, and others in 2016. When that happens, the self network, called the default mode network, temporarily goes offline. It's a beautiful state, but it can also be destabilizing if person isn't prepared to reintegrate. For someone, the return to normal life, social life, is difficult. They lose motivation, meaning, or emotional connection. And believe me, it's good to lose your false ego, meaning, goals, but to lose any desires, it means death of the body. Neuroimaging studies of depersonalization disorder show the same pattern: a disconnection between the limbic system and the prefrontal cortex. Researchers like Simeon and Stein, 2009, found that during depersonalization, people feel detached from their body and emotions because the amygdala, the emotional center, is inhibited while the thinking brain remains active. It's literally a state of consciousness split from feeling. That's why after certain deep awakenings, people may fall into apathy or even depression, the dark night of the soul, they call. The brain's emotional circuits haven't yet reintegrated with awareness. And yes, there are tragic cases where people take their lives after mystical experiences, after retreats, very often. So I believe psychotherapy must evolve as well. We need a new type of therapy that unites neuroscience and spirituality. Because psychotherapy usually denies any sort of spirituality and thinks that self-identification with ego mind is the only correct self-perception, which is also not correct because we are not ego mind. So this is kind of catch-22 here. Neuroscience and spirituality, if they combine, they help the awakened person re-anchor in daily life. Because when enlightenment becomes stable, the brain and body also adapt. Studies from Andrew Newberg's research at the University of Pennsylvania show that long-term meditators display increased activity in areas linked to compassion and emotional regulation, and reduced activity in the self-referential regions. That's what stable awakening should look like in the brain: calm, clarity, balance of the brain, not confusion or numbness. Personally, I've also experienced the syndrome of Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart himself described sitting on a park bench for years, unable to function in ordinary life after his awakening. It sounds super beautiful, and it is, believe me, but in practice, many people today go through similar phases without support. They either should go somewhere where there is no money, no society, some ashram, probably, some community, or they will face financial truth, financial problems. And I went through it too. At one point, I didn't want to achieve anything. Everything already felt perfect, and it's really perfect already. I would walk for hours, just merging with space, totally content, totally dissolved into space, merging my body with the space all the time. It was deeply healing, but also ungrounding. So I lost someone who wants to achieve. And I still don't have anyone who wants to achieve. But I returned back someone who is interested in material reality and what material reality offers. Because it really offers many beautiful games, beautiful experiences. And now only the process of life itself matters, not the final destination. And this is also the foundation of immortality, by the way. But about immortality, I will be talking more on Telegram channel. Later, I realized that the slightly lower frequency state, for instance, alpha state, or high quality B waves, where you still recognize your personality and play through it consciously, without identifying with it, is actually healthier. In that space, your prefrontal cortex, limbic system, and autonomic nervous system work in harmony. You function in society, you can have business, you can be doing some routine things like providing information for banks or making your tax return, because in Samadhi it's just impossible to do these daily routine things. You cannot. So you function in society again, you have energy, you serve through your work. No matter what work you are doing, you will be enjoying, believe me. You travel, you live, and yet you know that this is a temporary dream. You are like in hologram, like in GTA game. That understanding where you have a character, the body, the personality, which you can dress, take care of the body like puppet, like Tamagotchi, if you like. And this understanding doesn't scare you, it beautifies life. Sometimes ego mind holds you to enter these beautiful states because ego mind wants to control till the end, and it really, really scared of losing itself in the form it was existing, controlling, suffering, having illusions of safety. So, welcome to my Telegram channel. There, I'll share practices and guidance on how to stabilize awakening and stay grounded, and how to achieve awakening, sure. I'm planning to have live streams 3 times a week where you can ask questions and learn to move through the normal phases, the apathy, brain fog, or what feels like neural detox. And believe me, everyone who is on the path of spiritual awakening, true spiritual awakening, will face some swings, some destabilization at times. It's a hard work on yourself. But at the same time, if life is unbearable, this is the only way. Neuroscience now explains this brain fog things too. During transformation, your neurotransmitter balance changes. Serotonin, dopamine, and GABA levels fluctuate as your perception rewires. By the way, Kundalini Yoga boosts GABA levels and is the best tool for this substance in our brain. That's why Kundalini Yoga is so good to get rid of addictions. So when you feel fatigue, you have high state and then you have rollback, it's normal. It's not failure, it's integration. Your brain rewires itself. So if it's happening to you, you're not alone, and there are safe ways to move through these states. For those people who have diagnosed bipolar disorder, I strongly suggest focusing first on stabilizing the nervous system through Kundalini Yoga, behavioral therapy, and physical detoxification, herbal detox. Research shows that in bipolar disorder, The blood-brain barrier can be more permeable, allowing more toxins and inflammatory molecules to enter the brain. That's why cleansing the body can have such a profound effect on mood stability. So, these are my thoughts for today. If you are interested, follow the link in the pinned message to join our group. The monthly subscription is super affordable, and this is truly life changing information, not in the mystical sense. I repeat, I'm not unique guru, and I don't want you to kneel down and kiss my toes. I don't give a holy duck how people perceive me. I'm just very happy because I'm in high vibrational, so called, in high natural state. In this state, nothing matters but only the state as such and process of life. Because living only as a personality, guys, swinging between I feel amazing, I achieved this, I'm so good, mother will love me and finally accept me, right? And I feel terrible, exhausts the body. It's just impossible to live happy, stable life in ego mind. Chronic emotional turbulence dysregulates the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, raises cortisol, and accelerates aging, creating diseases in our body. Awakening, when embodied and stabilized, does the opposite. It lowers cortisol, increases parasympathetic tone, and allows your system to regenerate. And some very deep, beautiful states, which I was describing, you still can experience if you have your free time. For instance, instead of sleeping, you are in very deep meditation. It's beautiful. So let's learn to live awakened but grounded, spiritually open but biologically balanced. Real enlightenment, real spiritual awakening, is not escaping the human experience but embracing it consciously. And sure, beyond social life and personality playing in this material reality, you will have access to realize yourself not only in this reality. This is little spoiler for those who will join Telegram channel. I will be sharing some small episodes from live streams here on YouTube still, but I highly recommend you to join our beautiful space. Some people already joined and prepared their questions. People have many questions on the way to true spiritual awakening, and this is completely normal. No one will be judging you for these questions and will allow you to be yourself, not wearing any masks. That's all for today. Sit true and kind, the rest things never mind. Sat Nam.